week just like a Sunday. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. Skrillex and blaze the fire, make it burn them. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday.
Hello and welcome back, P-Rankers, and today we're playing ULTRAKILL. For the ones that live under a rock, ULTRAKILL is a retro-styled first-person shooter that is based on Dante's Inferno and was inspired by games like Quake, Doom, and Devil May Cry. Once again, major spoilers ahead, and let's get into it. So, ULTRAKILL has a bit of complicated lore. Human race was at war, and during that war, humans built machines that run on blood. Then there was peace, and these machines became kinda irrelevant. Just like you. After the war, humans found a gate to hell, started exploring it, a bunch of plot twists here and there, and boom, human race went extinct. Could be because they built robots that need literal blood to operate, but I guess we'll never know. Oh, also God apparently decided to take a vacation, and angels established a union, just like Starbucks employees.
Oh yes, I do indeed remember a union.
Yeah, whatever, get out of my head, communist Deadpool. And here's where we start the game as one of those machines named V1, and we go to hell because that's the only place where there is still blood left. So basically the game is centered around us moving through hordes of enemies while going through each circle of hell. For all of you that never read a book, there are 9 circles: limbo, lust, gluttony, greed, anger, heresy, violence, fraud, and treachery. There's a bunch of lore that escalates the deeper we go, but let's talk about the combat first. So I did mention that the game is inspired by Quake, Doom, and Devil May Cry. It's because you will have a large arsenal of weapons to destroy anything in your path. I personally never played Devil May Cry, but I see the inspiration from Doom and Quake. The game has a pretty interesting healing system. You will have to
shower in the blood of your enemies,
which is going to regenerate your health, and that makes you play the game in a very aggressive manner, which I love. For your arsenal, you will have 5 weapons that you will unlock throughout the game: a revolver, a shotgun, basically a minigun, basically a sniper rifle, and a rocket launcher. Each of the weapons has a primary and an alternate fire, and on top of that, each weapon has 3 variants that have different alternate fires. For example, you can have a minigun that speeds up whenever you press alternate fire, or the one that shoots out a drill that does damage over time. So you can have a lot of fun switching between all of them, or only sticking to the ones you like the most. It's up to your imagination, but let's be frank, we know you love that in kindergarten. You will also collect different robotic arms that have different abilities, and those add even more ways to kill your opponents. For the movement mechanics, you can slide, wall jump, dash, and ground slam to evade the incoming projectiles, or just to move around the maps. So you will have to utilize all of that to kill, stay alive, and most importantly, get a higher combo multipliers to get a higher score, but we'll get back to that in a second. All of the levels also have some secret orbs hidden around the map, and some have entrances to secret levels or secret boss fights, so you'll truly need to explore. Each level will also give you a grade after completion. You can get the D, C, B, A, or S grades. These will be based on the time it took you to beat the level, amount of enemies you killed, and style points, and that's where we get to that score system. You will need to combine all of your arsenal and skills to kill enemies while avoiding taking damage to get a higher score. Staying in the air or sliding will give you bonus multipliers, using different guns to kill enemies will give you bonus scores, while taking damage will lower your multipliers. If you get enough points, kill all the enemies on the level, and complete the level in a short time, you will receive S grades for all categories. And if you have found all the secrets and completed the challenge, you will get a P grade for the level. Now all that's left is to do that for every level in an act, and you will unlock a secret PDD level. There are 3 acts in the game with only 2 available as of right now, so you can unlock 2 of those levels. And I'm not kidding when I call them PDD levels, because you will lose your pride against your will. The only difference is there won't be any baby oil. But seriously, I consider myself an above average gamer, but it took me over an hour to complete the first extra level in the game. Oh my god. And I did that on the standard difficulty. I don't even want to talk about the higher ones or the one that is currently being developed. But alright, I also did mention the hidden levels in the game, and those are super fun. One of them is designed as a horror level where you will need to wander around a labyrinth with an unkillable monster. Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone! One is a puzzle level with a connect the dots puzzles. One is a reference to a Crash Bandicoot game. But the best one of them all is the dating sim, so your sorry can actually talk to a girl, even though she is a robot.
What's wrong with the robot? You do not remember the twins from Atomic Heart. Wouldn't talk about that here. Never.
Now let's talk about the enemies. The enemies are split into 3 categories: demons, angels, and machines. Each category has some weaker enemies, some stronger enemies which are introduced as mini-bosses, and actual bosses that you will encounter through the game. After you kill an enemy for the first time, you will be able to see them in a terminal at the beginning of each level. There you will find their lore and what is the best way to deal with them. I suggest you read all the tips about the enemies, because if on standard difficulty I could solely rely on my aim and reflexes, on harder difficulties you will need to know every enemy's moveset, because if you don't, you will perish while fighting even the weakest ones. But it doesn't really matter because we know you have potato aim, so go download Aim Labs. Yes, I really wish they sponsored me. Right, I also mentioned the challenges for levels, but I never really explained them. Each level will have a challenge, some will be easy like beating a level in under a minute, which will just require map and objective knowledge. And others will be harder, like not doing fatal damage to any enemy or killing a mini-boss with acid. But if you're stuck, you can always pull up a guide that will tell you exactly what to do. I definitely didn't use any of those.
You are such a liar.
No, he's definitely not coming back. Where was I? Oh, right. So the game has a lot of replayability, even if you beat it for the first time. Personally, I beat the game 2 times. The first was just a playthrough, and the second I increased the difficulty and started hunting for all the secrets and the perfect scores. Now let's move on to the visuals. And if I hear any of you saying the game looks bad just because it's pixelated, we're going to have a problem, and I'm going to your with your head and all of that while you Alright, I think I went a little overboard there, but it's called a style. The game has its own style, it's unique. But overall looks great, locations are very interesting, some are more gory, some are more pleasant, some are going to be in my nightmares. But I needed a therapist for like last 5 years, so I'll be alright. Now on to music, and wow, there aren't very many games that can compete with ULTRAKILL. I always say no game has bad music, but having good music and straight masterpieces blessing my ears are 2 different things. This game can turn a very relaxing melody into a hard-pumping dubstep slash metal slash whatever it is, but my point is the music is just so good and it's fitting to every level. Whenever I hear soundtracks to this game, it's what you would feel if feelings of discovering 2012 Skrillex and Mick Gordon's Doom music had a baby. I know it's a very complicated sentence for you, don't worry, you can always rewind and listen to it again. But if you still do not understand what I mean, it's like hearing the song from the intro for the first time in your life whenever you were like 12. Like, I never would think in my life that I would listen to metal drum and bass or choir metal. Alright, I'm done, I promise. But if you still do not know what I mean, it's probably because you have a shit taste in music. You probably listen to Fiend on repeat. But enough talking, let me just bless your ears. So overall a very fun game, very fast-paced shooter with great atmosphere, but I would not recommend this for the people with cardiac issues because some moments were literal nightmares. Oh, not the mannequins. Ooh, shiny. No, hell nah. No. No. Just to make sure. Okay. Goodbye. Yes, something told me that that was gonna be... Ah! So the game is still not finished, and I honestly can't wait for the final act to drop because I want to see the end of the story. But if you are really interested in the story, I suggest you play the game yourself. I promise you, you will not regret it. Well, maybe just a little. But it was worth it. So thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoy my content, please leave a like and comment what games do you want to see me play next. Also, don't forget to turn on the notifications so you know when I post the next video. Have a good day, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.